whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Freddy Krueger kills. For this list, we've considered all movies from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise and any other film editions that feature the ragged-faced bad guy, and have chosen his most dastardly and memorable kills.
Rick, you little meatball. I love soul food.
No! Stop!
Number 10. Wetting the Bed, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. This kill brings a whole new meaning to the term wet dream. Staring at an attractive picture of a woman right before nodding off leads young Joey into what appears to be a fantasy-filled dream where a naked lady swims provocatively under his waterbed. But Freddy will soon dispel this lovely mirage, burst through the water's surface, and take Joey for a swim, creating one hell of a bloodbath. Literally.
How's this for a wet dream?
Number 9. Sliced and Diced, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. Imagine being in a comic book. Well, it may not be as cool as you'd think. That's what one fanboy finds out when he becomes a character in his own beloved fiction. But it does have its advantages. Mark soon discovers he can become a superhero, allowing him to gun Freddy down as the Phantom Prowler.
Time to die, you scar-faced limp dick!
But wait, this is Krueger we're talking about, and he soon hits back as a supervillain and shreds our teen like a salad. Number 8. Bon appetit, bitch! A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child.
No, thank you, I'm not hungry.
Centered on a dinner of pretentious highbrows, one of whom is her mother, Greta is unfortunate enough to draw Krueger as her waiter into her dream.
Bon appetit, bitch!
She refuses to eat anything, so Freddy decides to give her a helping hand by force-feeding her, using his rusted claw as cutlery. And if that wasn't bad enough, the food she's being fed turns out to be the food from her own stomach. Oh yeah, and that freaky bit at the end with the fridge? Yikes. Number 7. Shooting Up, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. In this bad trip, we see Taryn go toe-to-toe with Freddy in a good old knife fight.
Okay, asshole. Let's dance!
Armed with 2 stilettos and swinging for her life, it seems she's a match for our nemesis as she lands a shot on him. But Freddy soon lives up to his nightmarish resume and presents our ex-drug addict with her own deadly vice. We don't know what's worse, the finger syringes or those weird drug-hungry mouths on her arm.
What a rush!
Number 6. Need for Speed, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child. Probably one of the most high-octane dream sequences of the franchise. Dan's catching 40 winks when he sees Freddy appear as somewhat of an unsettled passenger in his truck.
If I were you, lady, I'd kill the ungrateful pig.
After Freddy spits acid champagne on the dashboard, Dan is then attacked by his seatbelt, thrown through his windshield, then later zombified by a possessed motorbike. But it's a head-on collision with another truck that finally dispenses him. Number 5. Bed Blowhole, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
It is now 12 midnight, and this is station KRGR leaving the air.
Ever had a mattress that just doesn't quite sit right with you? Well, our victim Glenn, played by a young Johnny Depp, certainly has. Catching some shut-eye while lying on his bed with his TV, Glenn is dragged into a gaping hole in the center of his bed by the dreaded red and green arm of guess who? Not only is the idea of this happening utterly terrifying, but the thunderous roar and fountain of blood that follows is glorious. From a horror movie perspective anyway. Number 4. Ragdoll, A Nightmare on Elm Street. For many lovers of the franchise, this one will always be branded into their minds. When Tina goes strolling around her nightmare following strange sounds, she encounters a creepy snake-armed Freddy who later cuts off his fingers.
Watch this.
But it's not necessarily the nightmare that earns this a place on this list. It's the true life consequences that do. As she is thrashed around her bedroom like a rag doll, with her clothes becoming increasingly drenched in blood. Number 3. Welcome to Primetime, bitch! A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Anyone ever tell you that watching too much TV is bad? Well, whoever did may have had a point.
You ever go to any kind of acting school? No.
While Jennifer is watching a late-night talk show, Freddy suddenly appears on screen.
Can I ask you something?
Certainly.
Who gives a fuck what you think?
After the TV goes static and she walks up close to try to fix it, it sprouts arms and a familiar face before grabbing her. Smashing her head into the screen, Krueger comes off with a send-off line that even Schwarzenegger would be proud of.
Welcome to prime time, bitch!
Number 2. Workout Spotter, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Dream Master. Arguably one of Freddy's cruelest and most erratic creations, Debbie's nightmare is a doozy. While working out, Freddy decides to give her a hand on the weights.
I don't believe in you.
I believe in you.
Forcing it down, he soon snaps her arms like wishbones.
No pain, no gain.
What follows is strange evolutionary torture as Debbie slowly transforms into a cockroach. Then what does Freddy do? Well, just as one may do with a cockroach, he squishes her.
You can check in, but you can't check out.
Before we reveal our top kill, here are some gruesome honorable mentions.
Wanna suck the face?
No.
You flop ever played Skin the Cat?
Number 1. Puppet Master, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. We know he's the bad guy and all, but you've gotta hand it to Freddy from a creativity perspective for this one. Although he metaphorically plays the puppet master of the dream realm, he takes it to a literal whole new level when he rips Philip's tendons out of his body and walks him along marionette style. Pacing him to a rooftop edge, while a crowd of his friends watches below, Krueger then decides to cut the puppet master's strings. Do you agree with our list? What do you think is the most grisly kill committed by the finger blade wielding madman? For more chilling top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
The souls of the children. Give me strength.